Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's nice to see you, and it's been a while. I did a couple of videos in the past month, but they were all either from home or from the beach near home, so I didn't do a proper photography trip for about 4 months now. It feels more like 4 years than 4 months, so I decided to go out today. I'm not really far from home. I'm in a place called Lake Kashi, which is a small lake near Mount Fuji. It's a really nice place. It's quite famous. It's a touristic spot, so it's full of people, especially today because it's a Saturday. And as I said, it's near Mount Fuji, so it's a really nice place to shoot Mount Fuji. But I came here many times before, and I shot Mount Fuji many times from this place. So today I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to scout a location that I've never been to, which is inside a temple. There's a really nice gate. It's called the Torii Gate, and it's in the middle of the lake, so it's in the middle of the water, and it should make for a really nice minimal composition. The problem is, as I said, it's a Saturday, and the place it's inside the temple, so there's lots of people visiting. I don't know if I will be able to actually take any pictures, and that's also the reason why I'm shooting this intro here from the woods outside the temple. So hopefully it's not going to be too crowded, and I will be able to shoot some b-roll and show you around while I take my pictures at sunset. It should be really nice for sunset and also for sunrise. The problem is this place is really far from the parking lot. I had to walk for about 1 hour, and there's no way I'm gonna do that again tomorrow morning. So hopefully sunset will do. I'm gonna stick around. I have a couple of hours yet, so I'm gonna scout the location, put my mask on, and yeah, I'm gonna try and see how things look. I'll see you there. My composition here. Hopefully you can see my screen. So I have my main subject, which is of course the gate here, and I do have a square cropping camera and my usual monochrome film simulation. I'd like to go a little bit wider than this. At the moment I'm about 135 millimeters. I'd like to go wider, but if I do, as you can see here, I start to see the sky up here, which is not what I want. So I'm trying to find a good balance between getting a nice composition in camera without going too far into something like this, which wouldn't be really nice. I think the image needs a little bit of air on top to breathe. And yeah, I'm gonna try a couple of shots. I'm not speaking very loudly because there's a lot of people here, and I'm starting to feel a little bit awkward vlogging in this situation. So yeah, maybe a nice voiceover. Anyway, let's try a couple of shots. Alright, so all of a sudden my mic decided to break down during the shoot, so you're actually getting a nice voiceover. This was a really difficult scene to shoot, especially with these weather conditions, because it was really sunny. You could see every fine detail on the mountain in the background, which is not what I wanted. I had in mind a really minimal composition, ideally with some fog and some mist in the air. So I did try many things, and I actually was able to get one shot with my telephoto shooting wide open at f4, which is not what I would usually do in this situation. but I shot wide open so I could eliminate a little bit of the details in the background. Probably not the best image that I ever took, not a portfolio shot, but definitely a nice image to help me get an idea of how this scene would look like with better conditions. So after shooting this scene, I actually decided to walk back to the parking lot, which is actually located really close by to the best scenic spot that you have on Mount Fuji from this lake, a really nice shooting spot for sunset. So I made it just in time for the sun setting, so I just set up my camera really quickly and I took a couple of shots of the sun setting down with Mount Fuji in the background and the red gate of Hakone Shrine on the right side. Not the most interesting shot, but I think definitely a really nice way to end up the day. Right, good morning everyone. It's 5 a.m. and as you can see the weather is not the greatest. You can't see Mount Fuji very well. Sorry, car. So you can't see Mount Fuji very well, but I'm gonna set up my tripod and my camera anyway and then wait a little bit to see if the clouds clear up and allow me to get at least one picture. So yeah, I'm just gonna set up and see how it goes. Alright, so I'm here and trying a couple of shots. I don't know if you can see it, but we started to get a little bit of light on the mountain and the clouds cleared up a little bit. Not enough to reveal the whole mountain, but I'm hoping that with a long exposure I can show enough of the mountain to be a nice composition. I'm taking 2-minute exposures at a time, and the only problem that I have is that these boats down here of course move. So those are all also blurred in the frame, which you might like or might not like. I don't mind movement in the boats, but I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea. So yeah, I'm gonna try another couple of shots this way, and then probably I'm gonna switch to my telephoto lens and try to get some tighter shots of the mountain with the clouds. That I think it might be better in conditions like this. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep shooting and see how the light changes and see if we can actually get something. Alright, looks like we actually got some light over Mount Fuji. We did get some really nice pink side light which lasted for about 5 seconds, I reckon. But I think it was enough to get a couple of shots. I did get some wide shots, and I also got some tight shots with my telephoto lens. I think I do like the telephoto shots a little bit better because they isolate the object more, and they remove all the distractions from the boat in the foreground. But anyway, yeah, a fairly nice morning, I'd say. A couple of pictures, not the greatest weather, but you have to do with what you have. So I think I'm gonna shoot a little bit more, and then I'm gonna just take a walk, have a coffee maybe, some breakfast, and enjoy the area and nature a little bit more. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, remember to give it a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!